What is going on, you guys? Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this beautiful December 22nd. It's very, very early in the morning, but man, do I have something very interesting to talk to you about today on Interesting Podcast with Cody Thixton. My name is Cody Thixton, and this is episode 5. We will be talking about Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins, match number 4 at WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, either on April 1st or April 2nd of 2023 at SoFi Stadium. And man, is this going to be one of the biggest matchups leading into the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Now, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes first competed at WrestleMania 38, and Cody Rhodes' surprise first appearance in WWE for 6 years. I remember in that matchup, Cody suplexed Rollins outside of the ring, or from inside of the ring to the outside of the ring, in a just tremendous looking moveset, and actually ended up beating Rollins in one of the most amazing matches of 2022. And I actually have somebody who lives with me who is a non-professional wrestling fan. But because of the fact that since I have moved in, they have watched AEW. They knew who Cody Rhodes was prior to WrestleMania 39 in Dallas, Texas. And so when they were watching it, they understood the importance of Cody Rhodes coming to WWE, especially given the fact that Cody Rhodes was one of the 4 pillars in AEW, because we had the Young Bucks, we had Kenny Omega, and then we had Cody Rhodes, who were the AEW EVPs, up until Cody Rhodes had left. But for AEW to lose Cody Rhodes and have him come to WWE, especially making not only a surprise entrance, because, all of us wrestling fans know exactly what's going on, and the fact that Cody Rhodes was going to come back. It was still a surprise to the people who aren't professional wrestling fans, or maybe people who are relevant to the subject but aren't as knowledgeable as people like us who actually want to come on here and talk about everything. Well, going after Cody Rhodes had made his WWE debut, he had a rematch with Seth Rollins at WWE Backlash, and Cody Rhodes actually ended up winning that match as well by pulling the tights after Rollins tried to cheat himself by pulling the tights of Cody Rhodes. So it was kind of like a comeback victory. And then we led into Hell in a Cell, and Cody Rhodes won with a torn pec that was actually legitimate. You look at how his body was structured that night, or the bruises that were on his pec going up into his arm. That was a legitimate injury as released by WWE reports, and they also had an amazing match. In that match, Cody Rhodes made himself a legend. I remember sitting there and watching it on the pay-per-view and looking at somebody and saying, Cody Rhodes just made himself a legend. For him to be able to go through a Hell in a Cell match with a torn pec and still be able to do what he needs to do as a professional wrestler for the betterment of the show, that immediately makes him a legend. And especially because of the fact that Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter rated this match a 5-star classic. That is something that doesn't really come around very often. But given the fact that Cody Rhodes had just jumped from AEW to WWE and then was able to put on that kind of performance against Seth Rollins, was definitely a showcase that definitely deserved a 5-star review. Now let's jump to Royal Rumble 2023. Cody Rhodes will be a surprise entrant in the Royal Rumble coming in 2023, given the fact that his specific injury required a 6 to 9 month recovery time, which would have led us exactly almost at the Royal Rumble. Now, here's one thing that I want to talk to you guys about that's, like, to me, very, very interesting, is if The Rock has been rumored to come back at the Royal Rumble in 2023, what if we actually get that point where The Rock is facing Cody Rhodes in the Royal Rumble match, maybe in the top 4? At least we get that little interaction where we get Cody Rhodes facing The Rock and trying to eliminate him, because we literally only have 2 options in this whole scenario, and that is, if Cody Rhodes wins, I could genuinely not see him trying to face Roman Reigns. And I know that that's something that's been in the news a whole lot lately, about Cody Rhodes potentially facing Roman Reigns on night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania after he beats The Rock. I honestly I don't really feel like that's necessarily the way to go, because it almost devalues the Royal Rumble win. So let's say Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble and Seth Rollins beats Austin Theory at the Royal Rumble for the United States Championship. What if we got a 4th match by Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania for the United States Championship? Because WWE has been pushing the United States Championship as much as they could, or as much as they can. So how much more importance would it mean if WWE were to take the person who won the Royal Rumble and actually made them challenge somebody who wasn't the Universal or WWE champion? How much more prestige would that add to the title if Cody Rhodes were to go after Seth Rollins in the United States Championship and make it a different title that the typical challenger would ask for? It adds a whole new different meaning of prestige. And then, yeah, people might not like it, but you could have Roman Reigns and The Rock go in for, the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship. But if we're talking about The Rock winning the Royal Rumble, then we all know that he's going to go after Roman Reigns and the WWE Undisputed Universal Championships. But if we get Cody Rhodes, I'm predicting that he's actually going to challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the United States Championship, because regardless of if Cody Rhodes has came in and has had a very, very good run in his entire run here in WWE, I think he knows well enough and he has enough respect for the industry that he's not just going to ask for a WWE championship. He's going to know that he has to build his way up. So he's going to respect the industry in that aspect. And then maybe, like I said, we might get it at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, where we don't know how Logan Paul is going to be booked, especially how he's going to be booked at WrestleMania. And if he can get almost 5 wins, we could potentially see Logan Paul in the WWE Championship picture next year at WrestleMania. Because I could see Triple H saying, I don't want to give you John Cena this year, but maybe at WrestleMania 40, you could get John Cena or a Cody Rhodes, especially if you put yourself in the WWE title picture. And after having 5 big wins at 5 different pay-per-views, 6, 7 different pay-per-views, if you include next year's Survivor Series and next year's SummerSlam, he could potentially be putting him up for a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. So we don't really know how this is going to go, but it's actually something that's very interesting to actually look into and actually expect to come at some point. Now, let's also take a kind of like a look back at Cody Rhodes' last title in WWE. His last title was on September 21st of 2014 as WWE Tag Team Champions with Stardust and Goldust, which their entire reign was 63 days. And they actually lost it in Nashville, Tennessee. And I think that that's very, very crazy that it's 2014 and we're coming up on to 2023 with him potentially being in a championship match. So that's him being gone for 9 years without having a WWE championship opportunity. And I think we should all know that 2023 is going to be Cody Rhodes' year. As soon as he comes back in the Royal Rumble in January, I feel like both shows, regardless of what brand he is on, is going to be about Cody Rhodes. It's going to be almost like Becky Lynch in 2019 when she had the biggest momentum as the man. And it's going to be something that's going to be very, very interesting to look forward to. And I'm going to be here to bring you guys all the content that I could possibly get. So if this is something that you guys are very, very interested in and something that you guys want from somebody who has been watching the product for almost 17 years and will actually give it to you guys 100% real, then this is the channel that you guys want to follow. My name is Cody Thixton, and again, this is Interesting Podcast. This is December 21st episode. I will be back with you guys after a few days after Christmas time. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to offer. If you guys did, hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe comment down below and tell me what you guys think Cody Rhodes should potentially do in his run in WWE. And thank you guys so very much for joining me on Interesting Podcast. I'll catch you guys later.